The build video starts here. For anybody wondering though, yes, I am selling the house. There's no clickbait about it. I'm actually in contact with people already trying to get offers on the house. At this point, I don't think I'm really even trying to like make any money on the house. I'm not trying to make any profit. If I could just like escape the house with no debt from it, that would just be heavenly. But the reason why, and everybody probably assumes rightfully that it's about money, but it's actually not. If it was about money, then once I got the money, I would probably just continue living here. But even if I could afford the house, I really can't justify living here anymore. It's like, even if I was making some crazy like $10,000 a month or whatever, and I had just no problem paying the mortgage ever, I realized that it doesn't really matter because I would still be living in excess. I'm trying not to beat myself up way too much about it. Like, I know I moved here when I thought that I was like starting a family and all that. We don't have to get way into all that, but you know, now is now. And I realized actually that it's been my ego that has kept me here for such a long time, so much longer than I should have been here, because I kept telling myself, like every single month I would tell myself like, this is gonna be the month, this is gonna be the month that you finally start working on the house and fixing things up. And you know, I had my little moments of doing that, but it was never sustainable. I'm really just coming to grips with the fact that this is just like way too big of a project for me. Like, I've always wanted to be that guy that could just like take on any issue and be able to just come out on top, but like it's just ego, dude. I don't know what it is. I compare myself to all these like incredible, I don't know, talking heads that I listen to their podcasts and all that, and all the stuff that they've been able to accomplish, and I try to compare myself to them, and I end up taking on way more than I can actually handle. And that's just kind of the situation that I'm in right now. But really, what's just been like totally just like wearing down on my heart for the longest time is just like I've got way too many people in my life, like my parents even, that like need help from time to time. And being in this position where I'm spending, you know, over $2,000 a month on this house that I don't even go into half of the rooms, like while other people are in need of help, I cannot justify that anymore. That just like makes me feel terrible. I do need a space to live, obviously. I need a garage, but I don't need more than that. I don't need this big giant house. I don't even feel comfortable in my own backyard. How much does that suck? The neighbors have called the cops on me multiple times because they thought whatever I was doing back there didn't really look safe. Really what it all comes down to is I've always told myself that I wanted to make enough money that I could help anybody that I wanted. And right now I've put myself in a position where I can't help people, and that it doesn't matter that I have a house. These aren't my life goals. Having a house isn't my life goal. I want to be able to help people, and I can't help people right now. So guys, if you would kindly consider checking out the hoodies or the hats or the t-shirts or whatever, or maybe even Patreon if you're feeling a little fancy. Links in the description. It would help me get through the next few months while I'm trying to sell the house and get to a position where I don't have to talk about this kind of stuff anymore. So thank you guys very much. Here's the video. Hope you like it. I have received a wellspring of information since the last video where the heat treat didn't work all that well. Every bit of advice you can imagine, everything from, hey, maybe try air hardening the steel, to, hey, maybe get a real job. I'm gonna try the air hardening first. All right, I got your precious magnet like all you guys been saying. Nothing. All right, now I give this some time to cool off, and if it's hard, then it's air hardening. I'm pretty sure that made it a lot softer, actually. Well, color me surprised, the air hardening didn't do anything. Or it did work, I don't actually know. I'm filming all of this before I actually try any of this stuff. Next up is canola oil, not a sponsor. And what the heck? You know how normally stuff will say like vegan or organic or whatever? At the bottom of those certifications, this one just says, great for you. Was that endorsed by him? Is that Walmart himself? Thank you, Walmart. Very cool. I guess the difference between using motor oil like I have been and canola oil to heat treat stuff is that the motor oil is slower, or it's thicker, so it doesn't flow as fast as canola oil. So when you quench the steel, the heat repels it with the Leidenfrost effect. It creates kind of like an atmosphere of steam around the steel, preventing the oil from making contact, and the slower the oil is, then the less oil is able to actually make contact with the steel. It's not able to flow back onto it fast enough, whereas canola oil is a lot thinner and quicker, so it can actually make enough contact with the steel to shock it and change the structure of it. That's my understanding. I could be completely wrong though, so I'm thinking this is probably going to be the one that does it, hopefully. So don't have a quench tank. I gotta weld. I have to get used to welding. I don't like welding right now, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's do it. All right, we busting out about 13 inches of this 2-inch square tubing. So this should cover pretty much any knife project I wanna work on. I'll make a bigger one for the sword that I'm working on next. Let's do this one real quick though. All right, it's ugly, but does it hold water or oil? Ooh, that is a skate if I ever seen it. Oh, thank God. I mean, I still definitely want to try the case hardening at some point. Seems pretty fun just on its own. I might make a video just messing around with that. All right, let me go dunk the little one real quick. Okay, I've scrubbed off the burnt oil enough that you can at least see the color of the metal, so we'll be able to see the color change during the tempering process. So I'm gonna stick these in a little toaster oven at about 375 for as long as it takes for the steel to turn about this color. Some people say straw, some people say golden wheat. Whatever the heck you wanna call it, that's when you'll know it's done. And then when the tempering is finished, I'm going to clean off the rest of that burnt crusty oil with a steel wire brush on the angle grinder. I don't think I've done that before, but just these spears in particular I think look really cool with that matte finish. I don't want it to be all super shiny and glossy. I like the way this looks. So I'll see you guys in probably an hour. Dang it, so close. If I could just, oh. Wow guys, what an honor it has been to be the first scientist, because I am a scientist, on Earth to figure out how to make gold. I'm rich now. So now to celebrate my newfound wealth, I'm going to be steel wire brushing this spear. This is a very traditional celebration of my people, the Polish Mexicans. Been doing this for generations. How lucky you are to see this take place. What the heck? My gold! Well, looks like I'm poor again. See, that's apocalypse is hack. All right, I had to grind this part down a little bit because it was too fat, but now we're working on the final shaping of the spear shaft so we can finally get everything put together. People gave me tons of advice on all the previous spear videos, and one of the main bits of advice that they were giving me was that I should stop epoxying the spearheads into the spear shaft. Because apparently it's just like a big fact of life that when you make a spear and you throw it at stuff and you sab stuff, eventually it's gonna break. And you wanna give yourself as easy a time as possible repairing it once it does break. And when you've got every single bit in here all stuck together with epoxy, like all the way down to the rivets being epoxied into there, you're not doing your future self any favors. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to just friction fit all this. It shouldn't be all that hard. So let's figure this out. This end right here has to be as narrow as the inside of the skinniest end of this shovel neck thing. So we're just gonna kind of scribble around the edge here, and then we're gonna mark the full length of it there. We're gonna first thin and taper the end so that it fits perfectly inside this thing, and then we're gonna deal with cutting the line down the middle so that we can actually get the spear in there. All right, now here's a much more healthy way for me to think about this. Instead of being all like, oh, please don't split, or please don't snap, please don't snap. I'm just gonna take this moment to fully realize right now that as I pound this in, I very well might snap this off and I very well might split the glue. And if that happens, it's okay. It's just a spear, it's just a build, everything will be all good. So let's get this bread. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Ah, there we go. And that's so weird because this one seemed like it fit a lot better than the last one. And this is the one that splits. I mean, it looks freaking cool. Come on, just that one little, All right, I got myself a little plan to fix this, but I want to point something out. Notice that the split is directly next to where the two boards join together, confirming my theory that the glue is stronger than the wood itself. So the first part of fixing this, I'm gonna fill up the crack with more of that good glue. I'll make sure it's really soaking in there. You can see it actually flowing into there. Ooh, see those bubbles popping out? That means it's filling up. Go on the other side. So once that dries, it's basically gonna be like there's no crack at all because the glue is stronger than the wood. Even then, on top of that, I got some plans to make this super extra tough. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this rivet going. Look at that, look how well that filled in. Just a little bit of this pre-stain right before, you don't need much. This untreated mahogany is super absorbent. That is some good stuff. Look at that, just drinks it right up. I'm gonna get the bottom of it. All right, I'm looking at this now and I actually think it would look better with a lighter color than this ebony. So instead, I'm gonna go with Cherry 235. And like I said, this untreated mahogany is super absorbent. So fortunately, I'm not gonna have to deal with all the painting it on really thick and waiting a while and then wiping it off. I can really just wipe it right on. You can barely see it. It's so close to the color of the natural wood, which isn't a bad thing. I like it, I'm a big fan. And actually on the lighter parts of the wood, you can see the difference for sure. That looks awesome. That's great. Okay, now we got it all stained up. I did some of that paste finishing wax on it too, now for my little idea. This might end up looking like such trash that I don't even want to do it, but you never know till you try it. So here we have some TheraBand gold that I've cut into some strips. I can't be the only one out there that's done that thing with a rubber band where you'll like wrap it around your finger and you just get it around there like 3 or 4 times and suddenly it's like, holy moly, that's too much to handle. Because every time you go around, it's multiplying the amount of force that the rubber band is able to exert on whatever you're stretching it over. So it's not like with a string where you have to pull it really tight. It's just like every single time you go around the thing, it's like another 15 pounds, another 15 pounds, another 15 pounds. So I'm gonna try wrapping the TheraBand around here, and I'm thinking after just like 5 or 6 go-arounds, there's gonna be enough force holding it in to absolutely prevent any further splitting. So just an experiment, let's see how this looks. Kind of makes it look like a toy, huh? I mean, that's definitely a super great grip. It looks like some kind of plastic molded 300 movie replica thing. Not the most aesthetically pleasing thing in the world. Oh, I forgot they have black TheraBand. I think I might order some of that when I get a little more money. As far as functionality and durability goes, this is definitely gonna help a lot. So let's get these things sharpened up. And it looks like we are finally freaking done.